Hello, welcome to the Art of Brandon Lee. My name is Brandon Lee. I decided to make this video tutorial in response to the number of emails, DeviantArt messages, and Facebook requests to create some kind of tutorial of my paper art collection you can see behind me here. So this is basically a video tutorial on how to make one of these. It took me 3 attempts to get it to this level in terms of refining the design, consolidating certain joints, and reducing the production time. So this is why this model here is my Mark III design. Now this design here took me around 9 to 10 hours to design and make. But lucky for you guys, you don't have to go through the design process per se, where I will show you directly how to make the entire model from scratch through the templates I have in my head. So hopefully I will be able to depict the entire process clearly and comprehensively as possible so that you at home can finally own one of these. Unfortunately, it will be extremely difficult if I were to do a video speedrun of this tutorial, especially to those who are not very familiar with the processes and techniques of papercraft or origami. That's why I decided to create a series of videos showing each and every step. That way you guys can specifically review whatever steps you feel you need more clarity on. In any case, let's get started. Okay, before we begin, I need to stipulate the kinds of tools you will need for this project. First of all, you will need scissors, masking tape, duct tape, or any other heavy-duty tapes. This is to hold certain stress points in certain paper folds together. So this is very important. Of course, you will need paper. At least 4 A3 size pieces, 2 of which are red, 1 in yellow, and 1 in black. You will need a ruler and/or a tape measure, a pen or pencil, a box cutter or a Stanley knife. Now, I prefer using this opposed to a penknife simply because a box cutter, as you can see, is more substantial and can cut through thicker types of paper, which I generally use for my models. You will also need a cutting board and, most importantly, patience, as this project may take several hours depending on your skill level. Alright, in this part of the tutorial I'll be focusing on making the inner frame of the helmet, which I call the crown piece. This will help hold the helmet's integrity and determine the overall size of the helmet. For this bit, we'll be only using the black piece of paper for this part. Okay, before we start cutting away, we need to know what exactly we are going to be cutting out. Therefore, we will need to determine the exact dimensions of your head as a means to come up with some sort of a template. Alright? This is the most important part, so be sure to record everything down on paper. Okay, so the first step is to determine the circumference of your own head. Now, you may need to use a tape measure for this. Next, you need to determine the length starting from your forehead to the back of your head. And finally, you need to determine the length starting from the top of your left ear to the top of your right ear. Also, be sure to add 1 or 2 inches to the length of the measurements, as this may compensate for any under measurements that you might incur. Now you should have 3 measurements: A, the circumference, B, front to back, and C, left to right. Next, we are going to add the widths to each of the lengths. I say 4.5 centimeters should do it. So now your template should look a little something like this. Okay, once you have everything cut out, let's begin by taping or stapling the ends of the circumference piece together to form a ring which will go around your head. Next, let's tape the front to back piece to the circumference piece accordingly. Next, let's tape the left to right piece to the circumference piece accordingly. Be sure to tape or staple the front to back piece and the left to right piece together at the top where they cross to consolidate the hold of the crown. Okay, if you have done everything correctly, the crown piece should be resting just above your eyes when you put it on. Well, that's it. This concludes the first part of the tutorial, so be sure to look out next time for the next part. In the next part, we will be continuing with making the inner frame of the helmet, namely the faceplate, as well as the sides of the helmet. If you have any questions regarding this tutorial, either send me an email to nhl_ltd@hotmail.com or simply send me a message to the Art of Brandon Lee Facebook fan page. Until then, I'll see you next time.